All right, in this first video, I just want to talk a little bit about Gauss's formula. This is named after the mathematician Gauss, very famous mathematician. Gauss's formula. Okay, what Gauss's formula says is that I'll state it as an if-then statement, I guess. If n is a positive integer, then 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus n is n plus 1 over 2. All right, there's a little story that goes along with this formula, and that is when Gauss, before people realized that Gauss was the brilliant mathematician that he was, let's see, he was growing up in Germany. He was 8 years old, and he was at school, and the schoolmaster, they called them schoolmasters in those days, they said, okay, give an assignment to the class. Everybody in the class has to add the numbers 1 through 100. And so let me show you how Gauss went about doing that. I'll just do it right here, below the line here. And I guess as the story goes, Gauss came up with this ingenious way to add the numbers 1 to 100. And instead of, and he was done, and he was already done with his work. The teacher thought this would keep the students busy for a while. And he was already done and staring out the window or doing whatever 8-year-old boys do. And his schoolmaster was like, "Hey, I told you to do this assignment." And little Gauss, 8-year-old Gauss, was like, "I'm already done. Here's my answer, and here's how I found it." And the teacher was like, "Wow, okay, we've got a genius here." And from then on, he had benefactors, people that paid for him to do math and science, and he had many of accomplishments, both in pure math and applied math. Anyway, let me show you how he did it. So basically the way this works is you have, let's say you wanted to add the numbers 1 to 100, right? So you'd have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus, okay, so let's see, you have 100 out here. We've got 99 and 98. All right, so the thing is now, if you wanted to, let's see, actually let me, so let's say you wanted to add all those numbers. Okay, so there's that, right? Now, one thing to notice that you could do, let's see, let me just show you. So I'm not doing anything different, but let's see, so if you go to 50 plus 51 plus, let's see, we had 97, 98, let's see, it was 98 plus 99 plus 100, like so. Okay, now notice that this makes up 101 there, right? 1 plus 100 is 101. 2 plus 99 is 101. 101, right? 101. 3 plus 98. Let's see, 98, 99, 100, 101. And also 50 plus 51 is 101, right? Okay, so now if you think about it, how many of these 101s do we have in there, right? So this sum adding up 1 to 100, this is going to be, there's, how many of these 101s can we make? You can see there's actually 50 of them, right? There's 50 of them. So we have, the answer is going to be 50 times 101, which I believe is 50/50. And that's how little Gauss figured it out. Let's see. We do a check real fast. 101 and 50. You've got 0, 5, 0, 5. Yeah, 50/50. And that's how little Gauss at 8 years old figured out that adding up 1 to 100 was 50/50. And we'll use a variation of that idea, right, to prove the general result is then is adding up to n. Okay. All right, so some examples real fast before we prove it. Some examples. So what is this saying? What this formula says is if you add up to some n where n is a positive integer, let's do 100 first just to show you how it still works. 1 plus 2 plus 3. If you were to add up to 100, then what Gauss's formula tells you is that you have 100 times 101 over 2 is going to be your answer. Right, this is going to be 50 times 101, which is 50/50. That's how Gauss's formula works there. All right. And one way to prove Gauss's formula is to, in fact, do what little Gauss did. Go up to the middle number. But another way, and I'll show you that, but I'll show you a slightly different way. Anyway. All right, so let's go ahead and prove this now. Okay, so the way I'll do it is I'll set S equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus, let's see, we'll end at n. What comes before n minus 1 is n minus, or what comes before n is n minus 1. And what comes before n minus 1 is n minus 2. So we'll do n minus 2 like that. Okay, so the proof, we start with saying S is equal to the sum, whatever it is, 1 plus 2 plus 3 all the way up to n. The thing that came before n was n minus 1. The thing that came before n minus 1 was n minus 2. All right, so then I can write S again, but now backwards. Okay, so you have n plus n minus 1 plus n minus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. And now if we add straight down, notice what we get. We get 2s equals n plus 1 plus, now let's see, we're going to add these two here to get that number there, to get this number right here. So n minus 1 plus 2, that's really just negative 1. That's n, that'll be an n, right? You'll have an n, and then 2 minus 1 is 1, so n plus 1. Now adding these here, this was a 2 there, right? We get n plus 1 again. And you'll see we get n plus 1 here, plus n plus 1, plus n plus 1. Okay, now the thing to see here, right, is that is how many of these do we have? Okay, so what do we do, right? We added straight down, s plus s is 2s, so we got that. And then n plus 1 is n plus 1, n minus 1 plus 2 is n plus 1, n minus 2 plus 3, that's 3 minus 2 is 1, right? So that's that there. N minus 2 plus 3 is n plus 3 minus 2, so 3 minus 2 again is 1, right? And so we can get all those just like that. Now, of note is like what would be right here would be another n minus 1, right? Because right here we'd have 4, and here we'd have n minus 3. 4 minus 3 is 1, so that would. So the question is now, how many of these do we have, right? How many of these n plus 1s do we have? Well, we can count them. We have a counter, and that is there's 1, 2, 3, n minus 2, n minus 1, n of them, right? That counts that one, 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 and that counts that one. So there's n of these things. N of these. So we get 2s equals n times n plus 1. Because we have n plus 1 added to itself n times. That's really multiplication, right? Remember, multiplication is repeated addition. So n plus 1 added to itself n times is n times n plus 1. Now dividing by s, or dividing by 2, I mean, dividing by 2, we see that s is equal to n times n plus 1 over 2. And remember, what was s? S was this S was this original sum here of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to n. Right, so that proves it. That proves that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus n equals n plus 1 over 2. And that's Gauss's formula.